man plans and God laughs. This old proverb encapsulates a fundamental truth about human existence. We navigate life with the belief that our actions and decisions shape our destinies, but there remains the unanswered question of whether perception is a comforting fallacy or a necessary delusion. The concept of control permeates every aspect of our lives, from the personal to the professional. We strive to control our relationships, our careers, and even our emotions, believing that by exerting influence over these variables, we can shape our futures according to our desires. But what if this belief is nothing more than a mirage, a comforting narrative we tell ourselves to make sense of a chaotic and unpredictable world? Psychologists have long studied the human tendency to overestimate our control over events. This cognitive bias, known as the illusion of control, leads us to believe that we have more influence over outcomes than we actually do. One classic study by Ellen Langer demonstrated this phenomenon with a simple experiment involving a rigged game of chance. Despite the game being entirely random, participants consistently believed that their actions could affect the outcome, illustrating our innate desire to control even the uncontrollable. But this can have profound effects on our decision-making processes. For example, individuals may be more likely to engage in risky behaviors if they believe they have a degree of control over the outcome, leading to financial losses or even endangering their lives. It holds you, traps you. It can take you down a dark path if you are not aware of what you're doing. But it extends beyond individual psychology to societal structures and cultural beliefs. We construct elaborate systems of governance, economics, and religion to impose order and predictability on the world around us. Yet, these systems often fail to account for the inherent randomness and chaos of life. The recent global pandemic has starkly highlighted the fragility of our illusions, exposing the limitations of our control over nature and our own mortality. It economically manifests itself in the belief that markets can be perfectly regulated and manipulated to ensure stability and prosperity for all. However, history has shown us the folly of this belief, as financial crises and market crashes often occur despite the best efforts of policymakers and experts. Our belief systems are intertwined with our sense of identity and agency. We cling to the belief that we are the masters of our fate, the captains of our souls. Yet this belief can blind us to the interconnectedness of all things. The Stoics understood this fundamental truth, advocating for acceptance of the things we cannot change and the cultivation of inner resilience in the face of adversity. Consider how our illusion of control influences our relationships with others. We may try to control or manipulate those around us to fulfill our own desires, failing to recognize the autonomy and agency of others. This can lead to conflict and dysfunction in our personal and professional lives as we struggle to accept the inherent unpredictability of human behavior. Even the greatest businessmen of the past decade can show reluctance to embrace uncertainty and risk. Organizations that cling too tightly to the illusion of control may stifle creativity and innovation, preferring the safety of the known over the potential of the unknown. Yet, history has shown us time and again that true progress often emerges from the willingness to relinquish control and embrace the chaos of possibility. But sometimes, that's the scariest thing to do. Consider the example of Kodak, a once dominant player in the photography industry. Despite pioneering digital camera technology in the 1970s, Kodak failed to capitalize on this innovation due to a reluctance to deviate from their lucrative film business. By the time they recognized the potential of digital photography, it was too late. and the company ultimately filed for bankruptcy in 2012. We've seen this all too much time and time again. At the end of the day, it's all is a seductive mirage, offering the illusion of security and predictability in an uncertain world. Yet, like all illusions, it ultimately fades in the face of reality. Embracing the inherent uncertainty of life does not mean relinquishing agency or responsibility, but rather acknowledging the limits of our control. In the words of Alan Watts, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance.